Hi guys, welcome back for another video. Welcome back to the channel, Simply Latrice, where we talk about all things Latrice. Yesterday I did a video about my skincare, and as I was looking at my products and debating on if I wanted to switch up on anything, I was like, why? Like, the Ordinary brand is a inexpensive brand for the most part, but the product is awesome as far as I'm concerned. Everything that I've ever selected to try from that brand I've been very happy with the results. And so I was like, really, there's no need to switch it up. Clinique I've been using forever, as I stated in my video, since my college days, like right out of high school when I first discovered them. I've been using that brand forever. And so I know there's a lot of things on the market, a lot of expensive things on the market. And I started to think about, how I spend my money. I know one of my things is I want to spend more money, but those are on very strategic things like family trips, creating heirlooms for my boys. And so just my day in and day out expenses, I do need to be very mindful of what I spend. And so I started creating a list, or I created a list of things that I really don't need to, spend a lot of money on anymore. As far as the skincare, so that would probably be on my list that I created. I have 4 items, and that is my 4th. Here we go, me and my notes. I'm, old age, you gotta kind of write things down or you forget what you want to talk about. So anyway, my 4 items that I no longer need to spend a lot of money on. And number 4 is going to be expensive beauty products. Like I said, there's a ton of things on the market that are very expensive. And for me, that is, no longer anything that I need to do. I'm very happy with the brands that I use. They're very affordable. Once I usually spend money on them, they last for months. And so I think that is something that I will continue to have caution around when I decide to spend money. And then that will bring me to my number 3 is clothes and purses. I've never been one to spend like a house note or a mortgage payment on a purse. I do enjoy nice purses. And I found, once I hit my 40s, like I find that I'm okay with finding bags that look similar to some of the more expensive brands that I may have interest in. Will I ever spend money on a expensive bag? Probably, but I don't have to have every single, bag that comes out that's expensive. As far as clothes, I don't really spend a lot of money on clothes either. I still have a son that's in high school, so I tend to spend the bulk of, money on his clothing and things that he wants to have, and that's popular, for his age group. But for myself, I normally don't. I have a few pieces that are staples in my closet that I may have initially spent a little bit on, but those are items that I have had for years. And so as I am looking to get a little more social and put myself out there and, attend different events and things, I will probably update my wardrobe, but it is not something that, once again, I'm going to spend like a mortgage payment type money to go and buy a few pieces for my wardrobe. So that's my number 3. My number 2 thing is eating out. I was guilty of that person that ate out pretty much every day when I was working, and that was mostly for convenience. I never really had time to just cook every day. Once again, I do have a younger person that's, you know, in the home. So I did cook, you know, especially days when I was off, we would eat. But for the most part, and for his age, of course, they love ordering food and doing those types of things. And so now I've kind of reeled that in, especially now since my son is gone out of the home for a little bit. I have been doing a lot of grocery shopping. I find that a lot of grocery stores have a lot of prepackaged meals, and being that it's only myself, I usually can buy, you know, enough for a week and kind of half in the portions and make it go for 2 weeks. And so I'm okay with that. I think that it's, well, I know that at the end of the day, it's gonna save me a lot of money. And so that is one thing that I am having to adjust to as I'm not working anymore. So yeah, I'm starting to do a lot more of cooking at home and meal prepping. So that was my 4, 3, 2. And my number 1 thing is that I do not want to spend a lot of money on anymore is going to be your trips to the salon. I have a lot of talented people in my family that do hair, makeup, and things of that nature, and they taught themselves. Basically, a couple of them do have, you know, their cosmetology license, but they pretty much taught themselves all the way up until they went and got their license. So I am okay with learning, you know, to do things. I don't do a whole lot with my hair, which I do want to change that. But I think those are all things that I can learn. I normally do my own pedicures or manicures. Well, manicures, pedicures, I do go to the salon for those. But once again, it's all in the time. Working, I never really had time, or I never made the time to do those things. But now that I do have the time, I kind of enjoy. It's very therapeutic to do my nails and stuff like that. And so these things were just on my mind, and I thought that when you're creating a budget, or as I am getting better with creating a budget, because my income now is, you know, what I'm making from my vending and my rental. I just want to make sure, once again, that I'm very strategic at how I spend my money, because there are still things financially that I need to do in order to be where I want to be, is in regards to being financially independent, being able to do more traveling, being able to even add to my 401 and stocks and things of that nature, because if I am blessed to be here another 10, 20 years, I do not want to be a burden on loved ones. As I joked about going to stay with my son once I, you know, go through all my money, I really don't want to be a burden on him. And so I want to make sure that I do still have some means to take care of myself, or for someone else to be able to help me take care of myself. And so that brings us to the end of my video. As always, I thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and all the things for me. And I will see you in the next video.